Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to cover two mods that kind of go hand in hand. We have the Battle Trains mod and the Electric Trains mod by Lucifer Senpai. He requested I go over them, and finally we're getting around to it here. So essentially what this does, as you could probably tell, is it adds some combat type trains and then also electric trains, and if you use both the mods together you get like electric combat trains as well. So first of all, the research, there is a bit of research that goes with this. If I can find it, I unlocked everything, so here we go. We have your ICE, which is your electric trains, and so that unlocks these guys. Your power provider, and then the basic electric train, and then I know there's another research in here somewhere, but there is research tied to this. You'll obviously find it, but once you research it all, you get access to all these new trains. So you have a battle locomotive and battle cargo wagon, Mark 1 through 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then the equivalent cargo wagons as well. And what this does is this, it doesn't add like weapons or anything directly in the train. What it does here is it adds in grids, like your power armor. So when you go to fuel here, you have a grid, which you can use just like you would your power armor. You can put, whatever, lasers and fusion reactors. You could put personal roboports, and then use, if you wanted, use this to have it build like while you're moving, or something like that. And now the mod also adds a special laser turret. It's similar to the personal laser defense, except far better, and like specifically made for this. In fact, I don't even think you can put this one in your power armor. If we spawn one in here really quick. Yeah, you can't even put it in your power armor, so this is specifically for the train. So you can see this grid size is pretty small, right? That's what the upgraded versions do. So the Mark II guy here has a slightly larger grid size, and then the Mark III, and they are color-coded, which is nice. The Mark III has an even larger grid size. This is huge. This is even bigger than a Power Armor Mark II, I believe. So you stick these in. This will draw power from whatever you have in here: batteries, portable solar panels, preferably fusion reactor. You can stick these lasers in. I don't have any biters around to really test this, but it shoots an actual laser beam rather than the little bolts of lasers, which is cool. And you can see here, now this is with all laser upgrades since I've unlocked all tech. But if you did have full laser upgrades, you can see this does really high damage and shooting speed. The base damage there is 80, and then the plus 96, that's from upgrades, I believe. And then the shooting speed base is 3, and then the 4.8 is from the upgrades. But so even without upgrades, it's really quite powerful. It is pretty expensive, but again, it's really quite good. So you can stick those in your locomotives, and then again you have the corresponding cargo wagons, which this is your inventory for the cargo wagon. Don't get that confused with your grid here. And again, same size. Higher level ones have higher grid sizes. And then the electric trains, you have your battle versions of those, which are identical except that they run on electricity rather than normal fuel. And you have a non-battle electric train here. And how this works is, in your fuel, you can't put fuel in, right? They're electric. And what you do is you build this guy, your ICE power provider, which you can find here next to your accumulators. It's not too expensive. It takes 1.1 megawatt, and essentially you place it next to your rail, you hook it up to power. Right now, I actually, as a test, have it running just on accumulators. So say you were doing this at night with solar and accumulators, this will work. Now, I looked in the mod posts and information, and I didn't see anything about like if this has like a specific range or amount of rails it will power. I built a rail all the way over to here, and it seems to power it at least this far. So I would say that it just kind of powers it infinitely. I mean, if it runs out of power, you would just add more. But yeah, so you hook this guy up, he charges, and then he powers the rails. So, for example, if we unhook this, right, this guy has a no power sign, and this guy probably won't, well, this will run because this has built up, right, acts like an accumulator. You can see it drains really quite quickly. So it will run your train for a tiny, tiny bit on its own power, but you can see this is now out of fuel. So you hook this guy up, he charges, and you can actually see this will drain my accumulators. You can see here, as I'm driving, it drains them. But so far, this seems to, it seems to provide power all the way out to here at least. And yeah, there you go. So you have your electric trains, which is nice if you don't really feel like fueling them. And you can actually see on the power graph, you can see this guy pulling power as we drive. Now, I would imagine with multiple trains, you might want to add more of these. Again, there wasn't a ton of info in the mod description stuff, but I would imagine that if you have a ton of trains on your network, it would obviously draw more power, and then you may need to build more of these to support it. But it's really pretty straightforward, and then yeah, you just have the combat versions of these Mark 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Those are the two mods. They kind of go hand in hand. You can use them without each other. Obviously, you just won't have the overlapping parts of it. But there you go, guys. As always, a link, or two links rather, down in the description to both these mods. Lucifer has made some other mods as well. Several other mods, which you can look into if you want. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, do let me know down in the comments section. I believe that covers everything for these two mods. And yeah, if you have any more mod suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I will check it out and add them to my list. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.